Nikki Haley is now the last candidate standing between Donald Trump and his third straight Republican nomination and total dominance of the GOP. Unless the former South Carolina governor can pull off a shock win in Tuesday's New Hampshire primary, the Republican Party's nominating race could effectively be over before it really began. Their clash in the Granite State became even more critical when Florida Governor Ron DeSantis pulled out of the race on Sunday afternoon and endorsed Trump, after failing to beat him in the Iowa caucuses, and as it became clear he had no path forward. His withdrawal came as Trump is turning his full attention to Haley and calling on Republican voters to deliver him a New Hampshire primary win that is so comprehensive that it all but ends the nationwide nominating contest. If Haley does not beat Trump, or at least come close, she may struggle to outline a rationale to continue against the ex-president and to convince donors she remains a good financial investment. Haley told CNN's Dana Bash on Sunday afternoon that she is now where she always wanted to be, in a straight fight against Trump. There's two people in this race. That's what we wanted all along. We are going to keep on going. Trump is already using his relentless political machine to try to crush Haley's White House dreams in South Carolina, the next big primary state, where she served as governor and hopes to transform the race. The former president, who is leading Haley in New Hampshire by 11 points in a new CNN poll published Sunday, is on a roll following his romp in the Iowa caucuses last week. At a rocking rally in Manchester on Saturday night, Trump blasted the former South Carolina governor's appeal to critical undeclared voters who are allowed to vote in the GOP primary in New Hampshire. He said it's proof she's an outlier in a party dominated by his "Make America Great Again" populism. They want to turn liberal voters into Republicans for about 2 minutes while they vote and then go back to being liberal voters in the Democrat vote. It's a terrible thing, Trump said, in an unusual move in a state that can be prickly about its first in the nation status. Trump looked past Tuesday to the critical South Carolina primary next month, seeking to show that Haley's chances of a genuine tilt at the nomination are futile. He turned frigid New Hampshire into an outpost of the balmy southern state, where Haley won 2 terms as governor, but that is now a MAGA bastion, calling GOP leaders, including the current governor and lieutenant governor, on stage to endorse him and to slam her as a Democrat in disguise. Those great philosophers, the Spice Girls, tell us what you want. What you really, really want. That's what we are here to tell you. What we in South Carolina want, 76-year-old government. Henry McMaster said in his thick southern drawl, quoting the 1990s British girl band to an incongruous backdrop of baying Trump supporters. What we really, really want. There he is. Right there, McMaster said, pointing to a beaming Trump. South Carolina Representative Russell Fry, from Myrtle Beach, claimed Haley was soft on China, immigration, crime, and was a tool of corporate donors and flip-flops on every position. He added, "Mr. President, I think the choice is pretty clear with this crowd. They want Donald Trump back in the White House." Saturday night's coordinated message from South Carolinians to New Hampshire voters came a day after Trump inflicted an earlier blow to Haley's morale, rolling out the endorsement of South Carolina Sen. Tim Scott, who dropped his own presidential bid in November. "I'm not asking a question who is a good person or a better person," Scott told CNN's Bash on State of the Union on Sunday. "I think President Donald Trump is a strong president, will be a strong president again." As if anyone had missed the point on Saturday night, Trump had mused, "We have almost everybody supporting us there." Which is quite an attribute when you have somebody running who was the governor. The ex-president added, to the people of New Hampshire, "All you need to know about Nikki Haley is that every globalist, liberal Biden supporter and never Trumper is on her side. Virtually every single leader in her home state of South Carolina is on our side." In recent days, Trump has also stepped up racially suggestive attacks on Haley on social media, using the birth name given to her by Indian immigrant parents to suggest that her South Asian heritage raises questions about her eligibility to be president despite her being a natural-born citizen. Trump's strategy was a sign of confidence in his standing in New Hampshire as he tries to show he is the inevitable nominee. It was also a clear attempt at intimidating Haley into folding her campaign if she loses Tuesday, before the race even gets to South Carolina. A home state drubbing could weaken Haley's political brand if she is looking ahead to a possible 2028 presidential campaign. But her chief surrogate in New Hampshire, Republican government, Chris Sununu, insisted that she only needs a strong performance on Tuesday to credibly move forward. I've always said you wanted a one-on-one race going into Super Tuesday. I think Super Tuesday is probably where you actually have to start winning states, Sununu told NBC News, referring to a clutch of big state primaries in March. But it's hard to see how Haley could have a credible route to the nomination and continued fundraising if she loses New Hampshire, the state that appears most favorable to her, and then struggles in her home state.